What's up, friends? This is Manni, and welcome back to another quick update for the PTU changes for Star Citizen that were just announced. It's not a lot, but you see a number of ships are being changed, and as usual, there's more and more to come and to follow, and I decide to make these quick little update vlogs to get you up to speed. So without further ado and not wasting any of your time, the Pisces are getting the buff. The same buff that we have seen on the M2, for example, which I initially thought was a nerf, but I learned it from your comments that it is in fact a buff, where the armor multiplier is being changed for physical damage. Instead of taking 1 physical damage, it will take 0.5% or 50% of the physical damage only for all 3 Pisces versions. Then we have some changes to the Mustangs, Omega, Gamma, Delta, Beta, Alpha, all 5 of them. Most of them are buffs, except for 1. We're seeing structural health changes. Cockpit, the glass inner frame cockpit, was deleted. I'm not sure what that exactly means. But then we have the wing left, wing right, and so on changed for 200% on the wing left, part 03, and the rest of the wings are getting a 100% buff or 200% depending on which one. Yeah, the wings are getting more sturdy basically. However, the nacelle left will lose 40% of its durability from 2000 to 1200, which seems like overall also a pretty big nerf. I'm not sure why only the left nacelle, but yeah, so this one is being changed here. I wonder maybe there's another one coming up soon where the right one is being changed, but it's not in the news. So yeah, then we have a slight nerf to the blade, component mass increase, and the pilot DPS, the burst DPS, goes down by 5%. And since you cannot change these weapons, this is a hard nerf of 5%. It's not really much, and I didn't research it all too much to figure out if they changed the projectile speed projectile damage ever so slightly, or if something with the energy management was changed. I would look into it deeper if it was a bigger change, but it's just leave it like this. Then we have some very confusing changes for the Guardians. We have a geo landing gear housing left and front. Right and front being added both to Guardian and QI, both of them here. And for the MX, we have some other changes. It's Geo LG panel B front left and front right being added, and the flight characteristics changing ever so slightly in less than 1% part, including the fuel management. So not really much of a change here. However, and this is something where maybe you guys can help me, there's flight controllers listed as changes for all 3 Guardians, where some of the changes in X direction or something are only 2%, -2, +2%, but some of the changes like the X positive scale is +16%, and some of the things in the negative are even like going in the Z here, +76%, +60%. Can you tell me what this means? Because I don't think we're getting flight characteristics changes from 2% to 60% change. I don't think we're seeing any of that. I believe maybe they're changing the actual physical space that the flight controller occupies. Maybe this is changing in terms of component like how the components are being stored in the ship. Do you know what these flight controllers changes mean exactly? You see the numbers here on all 3 Guardians. I do not think we're seeing flight characteristic changes of this magnitude. This is something different, and so I put it under the ships as compared to the usual buffs and nerfs I put over it, because I'm not sure exactly what it means. We have the Mantis changing, structural hit points of the wing mount left, 62% increase, and the wing mount right getting a 600% increase in terms of health. Very interesting. I wonder why sometimes there is like a discrepancy between the left and right on ships that are otherwise symmetrical. However, the bottom hull is receiving a massive nerf from 2,600 health to 2,000. So if you shoot it from the bottom and you hit the same, like the main part down below, you basically need to do 23% less damage to blow it up. That is a vital part on the ship, right? So overall, probably a nerf. And then we have one interesting change for the Idris, which is the last part that I'm going to show you here today. The Idris-M, mostly the M because it's the one that has a size 6 Varipuck gimbal mount right now. it's very interesting. I looked this up yesterday on the DPS calc, and although the Idris-M comes with a double size 7, like the M9A, the double size 7 guns, the Varipoke S mount was a size 6. Very interesting. And now they're changing it to what it's supposed to be. So the gimbal size, or gimbal mount on the Idris-M will be from size 6 to size 7, which is correct now that because the size 7 M9A laser cannons are built into the nose turret on the front. We're talking about the nose turret that's sitting on top of the nose right here, that you can't see right there. But this is where it sits, and it had a size 6 mount before. Now it will be correct with a size 7, and which also is one more thing that I need to know. And I will test this with my friend and make a video maybe, who has an Idris-M. I do not have one. But can we now, maybe, with this new adjusted mount, change the default M9A laser cannons and change them to some of the other weapons we can buy in the game? Because remember, in Star Citizen, you can mount either the same level size of the mount, like size 7 in this case, or you can always go one below. The Constellation class, for example, can mount size 5 guns, or if you for some reason want to, you can mount size 4 guns as well. You can always mount -1 down. And you remember that in the game, in Star Citizen, we can buy in so many places, size 6 guns. In Hurston, Lorville, we can buy size 6 attritions, right? We can buy size 6 laser cannons, and the Mammoth, for example, the size 6 variant of the Galdarine and Rhino, Panther, Badger repeaters, right? So we could, for example, if that is now possible, and that's something that I want to test in a video coming up, if we can buy those size 6 guns and put them in instead of the size 7 laser cannon. Because I believe that the size 6 attritions may actually outperform the size 7 laser cannons in terms of damage output. And if that would be true, then we could mount those on the size 7 nose turret front here and have a better gun. So this is something to test. Also in anti-fighter defense, the Mammoth, higher than the Galdarine size 5, the size 6 Galdarines or Rhinos, right, with 1,800 meters per second projectile speed. And that one would be an excellent fighter defense. If you could mount that here, that would be super interesting. And this could be possible now with the changed size 7 mount. That's something we're gonna have to test. If we can off-mount the weapon and change it for another one, then that would be finally the first time that we can, in Star Citizen, buy those size 6 guns and put them somewhere, right? That would be really awesome. So something to come up. If you're looking forward to that, if you want the information, stay tuned on the channel. I give it to you as soon as I get the chance to test this with my friend and his Idris-M. So have a good one, my friends. That was just a short, quick update here for today. See you in the next one. Manni signing off, and bye-bye, my friends.